Hi everyone, from me, Brent Graham, and welcome to this Stage 3 betting preview of the Tour de France. If you do enjoy these previews, then give us a subscribe and hit the like button, and make sure to hit the bell as well so you get notified as soon as they go up. Right, let's have a look at Stage 2 results, and yet again it went to the breakaway. I would say I called the stage quite well initially in that a relatively weak break was allowed to get away, but they got away a bit further ahead than I thought. But I did expect the chase to be on from the pack behind. And when UAE moved to the front, I thought, right, this is going perfectly now. And they quickly cut the gap from 9 minutes to 5 minutes. Even EF Education got on the front. Then there was crashes just around about the time of the intermediate sprint when the bunch passed there. And I don't know if that's what caused the field to sort of sit up a little bit. There was some crosswind at that stage. But they lost a lot of time all the way back out to sort of 9-10 minutes. Only to come back in again. There was plenty of in-running fluctuations on the betting, and I'm a bit of a lab rat in those situations, unfortunately. I kept backing Pogacar at bigger prices, and in the end, of course, well, he never even got a look in with a breakaway, holding Kevin Vakulin. Brilliant ride by him, riding away from Abramson, and who's the other one on the climb was Oliveira on that final climb, and yeah, he was just too strong for them. Abramson, another brilliant ride from him. He's in the green jersey and the polka dot jersey now. He's shown up in both stages. Very impressive. Just a couple other performances to note. Richard Carapaz, who said he wasn't in great form, he actually, along with Remco Evenepoel, managed to catch up with Pogacar and Vingegaard. Pogacar attacked on the final climb, but Vingegaard, there's nothing wrong with this man's legs. He jumped straight on his wheel. The two of them worked together, although Pogacar did try and crack him a couple of times on the descent in towards the finish. But quite an impressive ride then from Remco Evenepoel, actually pulling them back on his own, because as he said afterwards on a video, Carapaz wasn't pulling at all. But nonetheless, a good ride from Carapaz. And we'll have a look at the outright results now. Ciccone leading in a big group that included Roglic, who now lost 21 seconds today. Let's just have a look at the jersey updates. Pogacar's in yellow. I've never seen this before. We've got 4 guys on exactly the same time. They literally separated in terms of positions. And what that means is that there's a good chance that the yellow jersey will change hands on stage 3, even though it's a sprint stage. Because all, for example, Evenepoel has to do is finish 3 positions higher than Pogacar, and he'll be into the yellow jersey. Pogacar, he looked a bit odd at the end of the stage today, didn't he? He was looking back, and according to him as well on the bike, he had said, when they were warming down afterwards, he said to Evenepoel he was actually hoping to be gapped by a second there so that he wouldn't get the yellow jersey. I'm not convinced about that because, I mean, he could have just made it a bit more certain than what he did. But irrespective, it might be that Pogacar wants to give this jersey away, in which case there's a good chance it will change hands tomorrow. It'll be very interesting working it out afterwards. There's the betting, though. So Pogacar has drifted, and that's obviously because of Vingegaard showing that he's got good legs and managing to stick to him relatively untroubled today. Vingegaard has come in from 7 to 4 to around the 11 to 10 mark. Remco Evenepoel has come in from 16 to 1 to 11 to 1, and the big loser betting-wise is Primož Roglic, who's out to 27 to 1. Nothing much else to report there on the outright betting. We have a quick look at the green jersey betting. Jonas Abramson has taken that now. He's 67 points. There's a good chance he can actually hold it tomorrow as well. I don't think Philipsen's got many points at all, probably about 7 or 8. Philipsen, of course, is still the 9 to 10 favorite here. Mats Pedersen, my pick, has shortened slightly from 7s into 11 to 2. And Wout van Aert drifted on the basis of this stage, because it is clear that he's definitely not targeting the green jersey, but we kind of knew that all along. But if he gets to do a few sprint finishes, well, he could find himself in the mix. The King of the Mountains, well, there's been very little action there so far. Abramson as well, he's leading that quite comfortably, but you'll see when we get to the big climbs on Tuesday, we're actually going up some big climbs, then that, well, you either have to defend his lead or it's going to go, that's for sure. We've still got the GC guys, Pogacar and Vingegaard here as favourites, and once again, I don't think one of them are going to win. So I think there's some value in there somewhere, but where it is, I just can't tell you at the moment. Unfortunately, it's difficult to say who's got the legs. Ciccone probably is a fairly solid play, but he's still in GC contention at the moment. Right, just to remind you, there is a special on the Tour de France. If you bet on a rider and he finishes second, you get your money back in the form of free bets with World Sports Betting. That's very relevant today because you've got a short price favorite, as we'll get to now. Let's just have a look at the route. We've got a flat route after the tough opening 2 days. We've got a very flat route here. A couple of little climbs along the way, 1.1 kilometers at 6.3%, nothing compared to what we had today. And then here, sort of 50 kilometers away from the end of what is a very long stage, 230.8 kilometers, We've got a Cat 4, 3.1 kilometers at 4.6%. I don't think any of the sprinters are going to be thrown off their game here. And what we're going to get more than likely is a fairly weak breakaway allowed to go. I don't think they'll be given too much time, although it is a very long stage. They could probably go up to about 6 minutes or so. And then the sprint teams will work. Certainly at the start, we can maybe expect UAE on the front, but it's not going to take long. Within the first few kilometers after the break, the sprint teams will come to the front. Philipson's team, but he'll be assisted by the likes of Lidl, Trek, and that sort of stuff as well. I think plenty of teams will work to bring this back. At the end of the day, I'm pretty confident it's going to come down to a bunch finish. And there are a couple of turns in the last kilometer, so things could get a little bit technical. Positioning could be very important. Let's have a look at the betting for the stage. We've got Philipson here trading as a 13 to 20 favorite. World Sports Betting not out with prices yet. If I could have got 7 to 10 or more on Philipson, I was certainly considering having a bet with that second place insurance because he won 4 stages last year, and I don't think he finished worse than second in one of the bunch sprints. So it would be good to have that insurance. But at this point, I'm not getting involved in that. Dylan Kruneberg, well, it'll be interesting to see how he goes, 7 to 1. He's certainly a few years ago was dominating the sprints. Doesn't seem to be quite as quick anymore. Wout van Aert might well mix it up here, but on the other hand, he may not mix it up. He might be on a duty there with Vinegaard. Arnaud de Lee, he's sprinting very well. Beat Philipson in a flat sprint in the Belgian National Championships. So certainly not without a chance. And Mats Pedersen, he lacks the top end speed, I think, to win this one. But I'm hoping for my green jersey race, he's somewhere around there. All eyes, of course, on Mark Cavendish. Can he get number 35? Well, he's really been battling at the moment just to hang on to the peloton on these stages. And with a big mountain stage tomorrow, I don't know. He might have to go for it because he's going to have to face another battle there on stage 4 just to survive in the race. I don't know. It's difficult, when you see a guy struggling at the back. And I know there's a difference with mountains now, but it's really difficult to see him winning this one. But he's 17 to 1. And just going through some of the other contenders, I just want to talk about Brian Kakar here. He's 80 to 1. I don't think he can win it, but you'll see now I actually am going for him in my bets. I've been quite impressed with him this year. And even in the tour so far, the times he sprinted in that 4 green jersey points, he's looked pretty quick. This is a long stage. And I think your older rider who's used to tough long stages, perhaps more mature, could actually go quite well here. I think there could be some quite tired legs by the end of the sprint. And that is why my bet at this stage, and it's with Sunbet, is 2 units on Kakar to be top 10 at 13 to 10. So I'm just going for him to be top 10. I am going to consider having a bet on Philipson if I get the right price at World Sports Betting. So you can keep an eye on our forum thread. There'll be a link in the description box below. But overall tomorrow, what are we looking at? We're looking at a bunch finish. I think Philipson will be thereabouts. He'll probably win it. And I'm just hoping my man Kakar can come into the top 10 and get me off the mark in what is already threatening to be a pretty expensive Tour de France. Anyway, enjoy at the stage, everyone. I'll only be tuning in for the last hour or so and look forward to seeing you late Monday night for the Stage 4 betting preview.